Let's go get him again. Elite circle, third eye open, left hand holding, right hand smoking, flow still potent. Managed to score, yet I ain't open. Was on my beach chair, yeah, I ain't folding. Pardon my hiatus. It takes time when you live in life. In my mind, I'm preparing for greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. This is episode 144. Crazy man, new year, new times, man. We can't wait to, show you guys what we have coming forward in 2022. This week we're gonna kind of go back into what we normally do. We're gonna invite some of the guests and some of the artists that we have into our world where we talk about music, sports, culture, entertainment, and all those things. And of course, definitely talk about the projects that they have coming forward. Like I said, one half of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast team, my man, Mr. Prez, he's out in Vegas right now as we record this. Hopefully that his heart is broken by the time he comes back, but at least he wins a little bit of money on the slots and the machines and stuff like that, so he's avid Raiders fan, as you guys know, but I'm hoping that he loses and that his team does not go to the playoffs. I'm just going to put that out there on wax. You know what I mean? We may be good friends, but I really don't care for him having fun as far as his team succeeding. So that's where Mr. Prez is at this episode. But I do have, finally, for the first time, these guys have been on the couch separately, but this time I have them back for the first time together, man, and they have a new project called Weather Report 2. They're going to stick around with us, talk about some music, some sports, and just things going on out here in the culture and hip-hop Twitter. So without further ado, I bring to the couch, again, these guys are like a mainstay, man, JR and King James.
Salute, man.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
How 2022 treating y'all so far?
Oh, it's pretty good so far, man. Like just working a lot, man. Working pretty hard. Team hasn't won a game in the new year, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. We persevere.
Which team? Any of your teams? Like, we got to get this out here before we even get started on here, because I need to know who you guys root for. What players y'all follow before we start to talk about some of this NBA and NFL talk.
So football is the Panthers, man, and fuck them niggas right now. They on some bullshit. But, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Hornets, they hooping. You know what I'm saying? We just got to win against the Bucks last night, huge win. Even though Giannis shot 20 free throws, we still won. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they're doing very well, man. I'm definitely excited for the playoffs.
For sure. JR, do you have anybody you root for, or are you just a fan of the game?
Just a fan of the game, man. I don't have any specific team or whatever, but I look at a lot of different players in the league, whatever, that I'm fond of.
Okay. Well, speaking of players, I got something. With all the videos you post out there, I got not a bone to pick with you, but an observation. An observation here. All right. So it's clear that your jump shot here, it goes in, right? But it's kind of Cartwright-ish. Can you explain how you've gotten to this point of just saying, fuck it, I'm just gonna shoot this shot and take advantage of these YMCA players, because it's not fair out there on some of the things that you're doing out there?
I mean, my shot always been like that, like elbow out a little bit, but when I release it, it's straight. But I don't know, man. I'll be out there for cardio, to be honest. And dudes just get caught in the crossfire, man. That's my cardio, though, man. Like, that's what I do. I don't like running on treadmills or running outside and that, so I hoop.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way, man. If it don't involve shooting the shot or catching a football, then I'm pretty much don't want to do it or whatever. Riding a bike is probably the best you'll get out of me as far as cardio goes, man. But that leads me to our first topic, man. Like, we haven't talked about sports in quite some time here. We've had a lot of interviews, but we're at the midway mark in the NBA, and we got some teams making their mark. You got Golden State. They bring it back. Klay actually tonight against the Cavs, he comes back for the first time. So we're going to see finally what Golden State probably back to 16, 17, what they really look like possibly. And you got the Phoenix Suns. They're back, and they seem like they're on a vengeance tour to just kind of avenge what happened in the finals. And then you got the guys on the East, man. You got Brooklyn dealing with their issues. Kyrie still hasn't taken a shot. So you got a lot of things going on in the NBA as far as that goes. So really, my question to you guys and whoever wants to take it first, who really are your contenders in out East, out West? You guys can kind of start wherever you want to go.
All right. You want to take it, JR?
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So out West, team I really like out West, man. I like Memphis, yeah. I think Memphis plays with enough not give a fuckness, and but they play hard. They're well coached. They got a legit superstar in Ja Morant. They shoot the ball well. They rebound well. They get a lot of assists. They play defense. I really feel like they're going to be a team that's a tough out for anybody. And if I could see one of the top seeds taking them light and getting bounced pretty early. So I like Memphis. I'll put Memphis up there in the same category that I put Golden State and Phoenix. So you got Golden State, Phoenix, and Memphis out in the West. In the East, I mean, I still got to say the Bucks should be the favorite. Like when they got Drew Holiday, they're a complete team. It's going to be hell for anybody to beat them in a 7-game series. I think Philly is kind of like just going through the motions right now, so I really like Philly. Miami, they're a good pick. My Hornets, Charlotte, I kind of liken the Hornets to Memphis, not as good yet, but definitely can, give a team some problems in a 7-game series. So those are my picks.
All right, JR, on you.
I don't know, man. The East, man. I like the Bulls, man.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah.
The first place in the East.
Yeah, man. I mean, they just watching them this year, man. The Bulls, the Cavs, teams I've seen. A lot of.
What you think about the young boy Mobley?
Mobley, Cole. He got a lot of potential too, man.
Yeah, he kind of remind me of I don't know, man, like KG. When I see him play, he remind me of a KG, but just more smooth, more polished.
He plays bigger than KG too. Like
For sure.
He plays like really big, yeah.
For sure. I think that Ricky Rubio injury definitely hurt them because like as much as I feel Rubio is just a guy, but he's like a glue guy to a team, a team aspect. So I feel like that's gonna hurt them a lot. But I mean, they got a lot of young bulls that they weren't even really playing that much. So they got some guys that can't fill in. But I don't know if they're gonna be able to do what Ricky Rubio did. But the Bulls, man, to JR's point, man, these 2-game winners by DeRozan, that mid-range killer, like,
yeah, man,
he got something in his eyes to where I'm like them and Miami. To me, is like 2 teams you just don't want to face as far as just in the playoffs, man. They're coaching.
right.
They got guys that are dogs that don't really care about who you have as far as when you're talking about KD or Giannis. Like, they're going to play you. Yeah. They're going to play you hard straight up. So the East, to me, is going to be tough, especially to me, it comes down to does Kyrie get that damn shot? Does he get vaccinated? That's really what it comes down to me, man. Because if he doesn't, I don't think Brooklyn with this current version of James Harden, I still don't think they get by.
Nah. DeRozan.
I can't believe I forgot about Chicago too, man.
MVP season, man.
What's that?
I said DeRozan. I think he's having like an MVP season, man.
Yeah, he is, man. Like, and it's crazy, man. It's not really being talked about as far as just what he's doing because you had Levine there, who was already an all-star last year. But if anybody that watches that team play, it's DeRozan's team, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. Who's getting the ball at the end of the games? Who's getting the last shot? That just tells you all you really need to know about who's the man on that squad. But something in me just feels like they about a year or two away. I just think that they don't have a Giannis. They don't have a KD. And those guys can get you a 50 ball, 40 ball in the playoffs in their sleep when it comes time to. So, does Levine and does DeRozan, rise to the challenge at the same time? That's really it to me. Or what y'all think?
They're about a year ahead of schedule, pretty much, because you gotta, and DeRozan is the most seasoned guy, in terms of like playoff success. And even he hasn't, been to the finals, so I don't think the rest of that team is ready to take that leap yet. Talent-wise, I can't believe I forgot about him because, preseason, that was my pick, to be one of the best teams in the East. Like, I felt like the DeRozan pickup was going to be a monster for them. I've always been a huge Lonzo Ball fan. I think he got a bad rap in L.A. L.A. fans are spoiled and impatient. They don't like to wait around for players to develop. And, like the things that Lonzo does at the point guard position, you really can't find it, So like I don't give a damn if he can't shoot, which that was overblown too. But him defensively, the way he passes the ball, him as a rebounder, like that's invaluable, man, because like you could really just put him on an elite guard and he could lock up. You ain't got to help. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that from too many pure point guards in the league at all. Like maybe like Drew Holiday, So I just knew him shooting his jumpers. That's just a thing of him just putting up his shots because he loves the game. He's gonna practice in the offseason, and you see that development every single year. So yeah.
So what about Charlotte gives you the just a good feeling about them causing destruction? Because I see them as being a good regular season team, to be honest with you, but like when they get in there with them real dogs, I just don't see it, man. Like I just don't see them executing in pivotal moments or whatever. Like I see the X factor clearly being that ball boy who was cold as fuck. You know what I mean? And everybody on their team actually has gotten better as far as the young guys that have been there. So I really don't want to discard that. I just think that they haven't been there yet. So when they get there, it might, depending on who they see in the first round, you know what I mean? If they, if they 6 through 8, yeah, it might be a cool 5 game, a gentleman's sweep. I don't know. What do you see in your guys that makes you believe?
Man, like the thing that I like about the Hornets, so we're deficient at center. Plumlee gets abused. He's not playing as well as he played in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So he's been kind of a disappointment. But like, in terms of our execution, like when you really watch us play, we're really not a half-court team at all. It's all about pace, balls to the wall, and just getting, just knowing that a team's philosophy is to get back on offense as fast as possible. It keeps the defense in kind of like scramble mode. And we always find, really good shots. Like it's not happenstance that we're second in the league in 3-point percentage, also second in the league in 3-point makes. Like Charlotte, their philosophy is just, up and down the court as fast as possible. Like, defensively, we're not that good, but we're going to make you outscore us and we can score with the best of them. And, I think our X factor is Kelly Oubre. I kind of feel like LaMelo, even being in his second season, there have been games where, his shot isn't falling. The thing I like about LaMelo is that when his shots aren't falling, he doesn't force bad shots. He'll still take his open shots without hesitation, but you won't see a lot of the 40-foot jumpers and a lot of the crazy floaters and stuff, so I kind of feel like he's more of a stabilizing factor than people give him credit for. If Kelly Oubre comes off the bench and gives us 20, there's a good possibility that you're going to lose regardless of who you are.
Thoughts, JR? Thoughts on his I think he's a little too excited about them the Hornets.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, he been watching them, man. So
they fun to watch. I ain't
seen too much of them, man. But I know they're nice young team. But, yeah, he watching them faithfully, so I know whatever he's saying is. I probably got a little bias in it, but I mean, that's his team, so just
A lot of bias.
But who do you have? Like, if you had to put your money down on somebody making it out the East, who would be? I say, give me your Eastern Conference matchup right now. If all things stay the same as far as health and guys being where they need to be as far as by time seasons end, what do you see the Eastern Conference?
Milwaukee, Chicago, probably my Eastern Conference final.
Really?
same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Milwaukee, Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense from a standpoint of just who has their team together and no bullshit going on outside of basketball.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Really interesting too, because they kind of close, so they
Yeah.
wouldn't have to travel too far. Yeah, that'd probably be a good series.
For sure.
That cat Vucevic, man, he can go off. He can really go off. So if he puts together a couple games where like he just not missing, that series could go either way.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick right now, man, I would probably say that boy Embiid, man, I think he could take over a series alone. He don't need Ben. I just think he could take over a series alone. That's just me, and I think that I think he'll push in a semi-conference round. I don't think they'll get past it, but if I had to go, I think it'd be Milwaukee and Brooklyn. Again, I think KD will clear out the East regardless of who he's facing. That man's just too cold, man. I stopped doubting KD. When he drained them jump shots in LeBron's eye 2 years in a row. I get it. I get it.
Man. That ain't count.
How that don't count? That's one-on-one. Hey, tell me how that don't count.
Stephen Clay, man. No, ew, man. Nah.
Tell me how it don't count.
Look. All right, man. It's like so you of course we don't play basketball at a high level like JR, but you've played ball and you've been on a team where like you was the nigga. And then you on another team that got
I've never been
3 or
that
4
nigga.
niggas.
I've never been that nigga. I've been okay.
Well,
go ahead.
Facts, but just hypothetically, like on a team where it's like you the savior, and you playing some cats, and they got like 4 niggas, three niggas is stone cold killers, and you just giving them bucket. After a while, they're gonna wear you down, and that's all that happened, man. It's like Bron had to be the offensive juggernaut, and it's like KD really could coast to like the third or fourth quarters and just take over the game. Like he's 7 foot, you know what I'm saying? Nobody blocking that shot. So was it an impressive shot? Yeah. But I didn't see him do that at OKC, and he was a youngin' then, you know what I'm saying? Well, none of that at OKC. It was different back then. And that's the big 3 Heat. But we got to stop talking about OKC like they was like some kind of young upstart. Bruh, they had a young Durant, they had a young Westbrook, they had a young Harden, they had a young Ibaka. That team was loaded, bro. That team was loaded, so that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying,
But I mean, you said they had a young Westbrook, right? But as we're finding out, this Westbrook that we getting is not necessarily the Westbrook you want, and he been that guy since forever or whatever. But what I'm saying is KD, like against all odds, when they go up 1-on-1, to me the difference is super clear as far as the talent level. Like they're right there neck and neck, but it just seems like when I gotta have a bucket in my heart of hearts, who do I trust? You know what I mean? I just trust KD a lot more because he's not afraid to go to the foul line. He's not afraid to take the big shot. He doesn't shy away at all from the big moment. And I think with LeBron, you'll see it. You'll see it. I don't think he's ever scared of the moment. I just think that he doesn't make, how can I say it? And I can't say he doesn't make the right play. I just don't feel, it's something that I feel like he'd rather pass it and hope for his teammate to succeed than for him to go down there, get fouled, and be on the foul line with like 10 seconds left in the game to possibly go up 1 or whatever the scenario may be. And that's why I always will probably venture to take a KD over LeBron, even with a Golden State in Cleveland. You know what I mean? But the flip side to that, though, James, is if LeBron gets it done, then we praising him for it, right? Oh, he overcame this, he overcame that. But we're praising him for it if he gets it done. So why can't I give KD that credit?
You can. Like, make no bones about it. I'm biased as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like Bron is my guy. And it just felt like, you know, it felt like, you know, when you like fight a nigga and you whoop his ass and then he go get his brother and then you get jumped and everybody want to talk about the time you got jumped. But it's like, yo, when we ran the fair, when I smoked you. That's kind of how it feels with this whole Golden State thing. Like KD, he ruined, bro. It was 1-1, yo. It was 1-1. They were supposed to run it back to see who was better, and now we'll never know because bro, nobody was supposed to beat that KD team with when he joined Golden State. Nobody was supposed to beat them, bro. You know, nobody. So, I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion that they were going to win. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at game one, it took a brain freeze by J.R. Smith. You know what I'm saying? If Cleveland wins game one, you know, I can think that Golden State is mentally weak enough to possibly let that series slip away from them. Because you got KD that just jumped ship off a team that smoked them, you know, like smoking a 3-1 lead. And then you got Golden State who just smoked a 3-1 lead. And you got all of them cats together. And they're like, damn, we still can't beat this nigga by himself. You got Matt Dellavedova in the starting lineup and we can't get it done. Bruh, I could see that. I could see them, you know, spiraling downward hill, but you know, we'll never know now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
We won't. But just for my last point to the KD LeBron thing, it's just like last year what I saw with just a hobbling James Harden and kind of what he did with being, you know, as you guys know, just, you know, a foot away from possibly closing out the Bucks. You know what I mean? I just think that an older KD can carry a load a lot more than the younger KD. I don't think a younger KD had the mindset to get the shit done. You know what I mean? Regardless, like, you know what I mean? Like to tell Russell Westbrook, get the fuck out the way. I got this. I don't think a younger KD would do that type of thing. I think he will do it now. You know what I mean? As far as taking over a game. So that's why I trust him in the East. But let's leave the East. Let's go out West. You got two teams that are doing their thing, and the Suns. And then you have Golden State, and then you have everybody else. You have the old faithful and the Jazz, but nobody trusts them. You know what I mean? They keep winning at a crazy rate, but I mean when they get to play some players, it's not even no players. Like just people that's a bad matchup. They tend to take a L, and that shit is sad. Yeah. Then you have the Nuggets, and the Nuggets aren't like really. They aren't really a team that I would say that should get back to the Western Conference Finals at all. But I will say that. They may possibly have their point guard coming back towards playoff time, and when he cooking, when they cooking, you know, you just never know. So those are the four teams that I see, you know, out west making some moves, and of course Memphis. But you know, what Ja's doing is crazy, and he's growing by leaps and bounds this year. I didn't see him doing this and being this confident how he's moving freely. Around that court. So what do y'all see out west as far as some of those teams I mentioned or anybody else that you guys may think that's doing their thing out there?
You would, Gio?
You what? Oh shit. I don't know, man. I'm gonna watch this game tonight. See how Clay looking, man. Cause if he ain't missing a step, man, I gotta go with the Warriors coming out of the West, man. That's just me. That's what I think. I wanted it to be the Lakers, man, because I rock with Bron, but yeah, I don't think they got enough to beat the Warriors, man. If Clay back, you know, anywhere close to what he was, nah. I got the Warriors coming out of the West over everybody.
All right. We gonna come back to that Lakers thing. James, what you got?
All right, so I don't believe in the Warriors, but it has nothing to do with the players. I think clearly they got the best collection of talent, you know, especially the way the NBA game is played now. Because like if you got Clay hitting his threes, and you got Steph hitting his threes. And then, now you got another offensive weapon in Wiggins. You got Jordan Poole, who I told cats last year was cold when they said that Steph didn't have nobody, but that's neither here nor there. They got a really talented team, Like their lack of size concerns me a little bit, but I mean, they can, compensate for that by trading twos for threes. Like Steph and Clay on the court at the same time just breaks defense. You can't rotate, So one of them is going to get, a really good shot. And if you got them taking really good shots for a whole game, that's a recipe for disaster. I just don't feel like Steve Kerr is going to be able to handle the lineup, because with Clay coming back, who sits? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think what they're banking on is like, okay, Jordan Poole, right?
Jordan Poole.
Right?
I mean, is Iggy hurt right now?
He plays sporadically, but I don't think he starts.
That's minutes gone. Easily, Iggy is gone for the rest of the season until they need him in the playoffs. Poole is going to lose some minutes, and possibly. I think you have Wiggins out there just until Clay gets his feet up underneath him. But I think this is like Warriors 3.0. You know what I mean? But older, wiser. You know what I mean? Like they picking their spots, and they're gonna be a tough out.
It's just like because like Jordan Poole is cooking now, right? And he's a young guy. We don't know how he's going to react getting pushed back to the bench. You know what I'm saying? Because like you think about it on paper, it sounds logical as hell. You got Jordan Poole playing against second unit players. He should cook even more, right? But like J.R. Smith, off the bench, J.R. Smith is a dynamo. He's a killer. Starter J.R. Smith, it was just something just wasn't there. So sometimes those roles just don't translate well, dealing with certain people. And, I just don't think highly of Steve Kerr as a coach at all. Like, I think Monty Williams can coach him. Nah, I mean, it's like, really, what did he do?
What do you mean? What did he do? He just won a few championships. So if we give Phil Jackson a lot of credit, this is where I got to give you pushback. If we give Phil Jackson a lot of credit for some of them championships with being talent laden with a Jordan, with a Pippen, and then with the Lakers and managing egos, and we say all this shit, you got to give Kerr the same courtesy.
Yeah, but I'm not one of those guys that just feel like, bro, if you want to ask me who the best coach in the NBA is over like the past 20 years, it's probably Popovich. That's my pick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you gave
the
Greg
top power forward, arguably ever.
Facts, but there was enough times where he went through a lot of different regime changes because you got to think about it. They rolling with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Then David Robinson retired, and that was Tim Duncan. And then you bring in a young Tony Parker.
Two guys in the top 75.
Facts, but what I'm just saying is there was enough turnover, and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He's still rolling at a championship level. And then when they're not championship caliber, they're still a tough out from a playoff standpoint. Like they never had those seasons where they were just like not shit. They were always a factor.
Facts.
And this is in the West when you had Kobe and Shaq, they were right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? You had Phoenix with Amari and them. You know what I'm saying? You had like Dallas rise as a power. All of these great franchises rose and fell. And you just had San Antonio just like, yo, we've been here. It's only recently have you really seen them struggle. And why is that? Because some shit happened with Kawhi Leonard and he wanted out. Because if that team still had Kawhi Leonard, I think it'd be, politics as usual with them. I still think they'd be averaging 55 wins, so like I'm just not a guy that I don't give, Phil Jackson a bunch of credit for being like this amazing coach. I just don't, like, bro, you had the GOAT, you had Scotty, you had Dennis. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
JR, please help me out here. This is a lot of blasphemy that's coming out of this man's mouth here. Like, help me out here. Do you not give Phil the credit either?
We had these conversations before, man. We on the same page pretty much, man. Like with the Kerr thing, like Phil Jackson, I ain't really thought about that, but Kerr, that team was gonna win the championship regardless. After they fired Mark Jackson, I mean, they could have kept him. They would have got another championship anyway. So that's how I always felt. But Kerr was just the the coach at the time.
Ah, damn, I'm on an island. I'm on an island here.
Bro, you gotta remember.
You could watch the Warriors and see that though, like the year before. You could see that, like, yeah.
But I didn't see championship caliber team. I saw a team that was coming.
But just remember this. What's the cat? Luke Walton. Luke Walton was coaching these cats, and they was like 20-2. And we see how dog shit of a coach Luke Walton is, bruh. We could have coached that Golden State Warriors team. Us. We could have coached that Golden State Warriors team, bro. I reckon it might have been better, yo. We might have been better. We was like, yo, man, hey, look, hey, do what y'all do, bro. Draymond don't do no stupid shit. Stop arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't even control Draymond Green, bro. Like, come on, man. You think Popovich is having that? Man, Popovich would have Draymond Green like really being elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, minus all the antics, kicking people in the nuts and stuff. Like, bruh. Like, nah. Like, Steve Kerr, he's just a convenient face, man. The owner rock with him, yeah. He's not a good coach.
I feel you. For the sake of argument, I want to move along to the Phoenix Suns, man. Heartbreaking loss in the finals. CP3, the ageless wonder, still out here with the triple doubles with 10 points, 12 assists, 16 rebounds, random shit like that. You know what I mean? Got his hand in every bit of the game. What do you guys see from the evolution of Phoenix just kind of continuing on and trying to really get back to the finals, man? Like, do you guys see just a collision course with Golden State, and these are really the only two teams out west that are going to advance to the finals?
I think they could beat Golden State. You know, it's going to depend on if Ayton plays the way that he played last year in the playoffs, they'll beat Golden State pretty easily.
Yeah,
because for the first 3 rounds, I think he was like 80% from the field. I've never seen shit like it before in my life. He couldn't miss. You know, so if you got Ayton doing that, and plus he's a real big, he's gonna give you the rebounds, he's gonna give you the interior defense. We know what Chris Paul is, you know, like he's been able to stay healthy and stay on the court. I knew Devin Booker was ready. I knew he was just like, yo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just his game. He's Kobe-esque, you know what I'm saying? Don't have a game like Kobe, but I think from a mental standpoint, he's like, yo, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna get my shit off. I don't care if I shoot a dog shit percentage. I'm gonna get my shit off, yo.
At all.
So like you can stop him one game, but you got to stop him every single game consecutively because he's coming right back. So, you know, what's the other cat name? I always get him and Miles Bridges confused. It's Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, Bridges.
Bro, I really like him, you know. I think they have a really good team, man, but it's going to depend on Ayton, you know. If Ayton can play the way he played last year, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Golden State, because their weakness is they don't really have a big. You know? And
their backup point guard too is another guy that you didn't mention, and I'm not looking up his name, but on Phoenix,
Campaign
came out. You know, he came out of nowhere. I don't even think he was in the G League. The year prior to him getting on the Phoenix Suns, and then, you know, he was a project that just kind of came back and resurrected his career after just looking like shit in Chicago. So, but yeah, man, they got a good 7-8 man rotation out there that, you know, on any given night, man, they roll out there. The starters are chilling by the mid-third quarter. You know what I mean, in Phoenix. But I mean, that's really what I see the West heading up to. But I wanted to double back to JR and his Lakers before we leave this before we leave this damn NBA talk, man, because, man, okay, you a LeBron fan. I get it. But any hope? Is there any hope for this version of the Lakers? You have a lot of fodder to talk about, and you got go off, man. Go off, King. Where do you see these Lakers? What do you see these Lakers doing?
This version, me, Anthony Davis is less.
No. I'm talking about just where do you see them overall when this, you know, when we playoffs start? Like, where do you guys see? What do you see them doing? Davis is going to be back. We would hope that he will be back. Russ is going to be Russ. You know, you no longer have Rondo. He's in Cleveland. Monk is kind of coming into his own. LeBron is playing a little bit of center. So that has been looking good. I don't know if that's something that you can maintain or if that's something that you're going to do once AD comes back. I mean, does he buy into playing center? Like, what's going on with these Lakers,
showing
man?
AD what he should be doing.
What's that?
I said LeBron's showing AD what he should be doing.
Absolute.
So if you got AD at center, who's guarding that?
Nobody.
Center in the league is stopping, man. You can't stop him anyway. So like, you got him at center. You ain't got to play DeAndre Jordan or Dwight Howard. Like, I mean, Dwight do his thing or whatever, but Jordan been on a decline for some years, like since he left the Clippers.
Yeah.
He about to get cut.
What about his mentality though? Like, he's showing them, but the mentality, like, to dominate.
I don't even think
why
it's
isn't
mentality,
it there?
man. It's his health. If he can stay healthy, they'll be all right. That nigga, you can't touch that nigga like this.
For sure.
But they say Tales from the hood. Boy got weak bones, man. He got weak bones.
Yeah.
Mr. Glass, man. God dang. I don't know why. And even with all that, like, just I don't know why he reluctant to play center. And you know what the worst thing that could have happened to the Lakers, in my opinion, and I don't know if this has been said, was winning that bubble championship. Because you no longer have a hungry AD. Like, if he say I don't want to fucking play center, he don't fucking have to play center at this point. He got a championship. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't think he's gonna do what's needed for the greater good of the team, especially, just being so injury prone and shit like that. Like, I just can't get it mentally. I just don't know about that guy, man. Like, it just sucks too, because LeBron can get another championship out of this, in my opinion.
Keep Bron at center, man. Even when he come back.
When he come back?
Keep Bron at center, man.
Yeah, because when they play these teams in like a small lineup and you got Bron at center, you know what I'm saying? Like, because shit, like sometimes the Suns be playing like Bielitsa. The Warriors be playing Bielitsa at center. You think, man, bro, Bielitsa's not gonna be able to do nothing with Bron. He got to guard LeBron. It's gonna mess their whole defensive rotation up. You know what I'm saying? And then like the passing out of that, you got AD playing at his natural position. I think it'd just flow better. There's only like a few centers, like even somebody like Rudy Gobert. What is Rudy Gobert going to do against LeBron? Like, Gobert don't have no post moves. He can't step out and guard LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He going to get his rebounds, but other than that, he going to be neutralized. It's kind of better for, the Lakers to play to have Bron on Gobert and then have AD on the mismatch. You know what I'm saying? Because like AD, like, he's not as mentally tough and he's not as physically strong. So, you don't have to worry about him banging with the big bodies, getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? He could just take advantage. Now, the thing they do have to worry about is, like, LeBron is 37 years old. You can't put too much on his plate, because if he go down, it's a wrap. They have zero shot.
I don't even know if you can't at this point.
You might be right. You might be right, because we keep expecting him to slow down and
he slowed down. He slowed down now.
I mean, but we talking about LeBron's version of slowing down. So
True
like
that.
that's like, yeah,
Indeed.
Like, bro, he's still averaging 30 points a game. Like, if this was another guy doing that, the whole tone would be a lot different. But cats don't rock with LeBron, so it gets dismissed and pushed to the side.
Absolutely. I feel you 100% on that. For me, man, it's really about for me to jump back on board with what the Lakers are doing. They have to show me something in this second half, possibly get up to the 6th seed, and playing well and playing like a team and having some type of organization.
They're already the 6th seed.
Yeah, they have to maintain it. Right now. They have to maintain it. I'm not talking about just right now in the ebbs and flows of the season. I'm just like saying maintaining it, because I just don't. They've had a lot of random shit in their season. AD's not there. Russ is still trying to find his way damn near 40-something games into the season. Like, they ain't figured that shit out on how to use Russ effectively, or he hasn't figured out on what he needs to be, on that team. Like, it's a lot of shit going on. It's a lot of shit going on.
Russ need
The
to
other
finish
thing
his
is,
layups.
yeah, bro, he blow too many layups, man.
He blow
Like
way
I
too
don't
many
know.
layups.
I really don't remember him being this sorry. Like I don't believe it being this obvious to where like, yo, what are you doing, fam? Like I haven't like I didn't the Wizards season. I gotta be honest. I wasn't watching Russ like that.
He started
when
that
did he-
season bad too.
Yeah, the second half of that Wizards season, they was a totally different team. He was hooping the second half of that season. You know, like they actually caught a groove. I thought they had something, so I was surprised that they, got rid of him. I guess they didn't want to be there. But like the other thing about the Lakers too, they've been one of the most injured teams in the league. Like one of their big free agent pickups was Kendrick Nunn. He hadn't played a game.
No, he hasn't.
They just really got Trevor Ariza back, so I think he's played like 2 games. LeBron has missed over 10 games. AD has missed over 10 games. So, all things considered, where they are is probably where they should be. They look like, to me, they're right on schedule when you start taking into account all the injuries and different things that, has happened to them. So, and plus, cats like to give it to LeBron, like he brings the best out of people. They know they're going up against LeBron. They know like, yo, this can't last for too much longer. So, hey, I really want to go all out. They get teams' best effort, even though they're not the champions. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cat's not coming at, Milwaukee like that. Like, nobody's looking at Milwaukee like, yo, we got to prove. They're like, man, y'all shouldn't have won last year. I think that's really what Cats think.
The dress.
But like, when they play the Lakers, they're like, yo, we playing Braun. We got to come with it. You know what I'm saying? So you got some of that to consider as well.
Why do you think that is though? Like with the Bucks, why do you think the Bucks aren't getting the respect that they deserve?
You said it. If KD was a half shoe size smaller, they would have lost. Are you talking about the Nets with all those injuries? Man, bro, Milwaukee should have steamrolled them boys. A lot of that I think is Budenholzer. You know what I'm saying? Because I still don't rock with that cat. He's trash as well.
Yeah, but, you on record. You on record.
Bro, talent-wise, man, that series should not have been close. You talk about you got no Kyrie and you got no Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like, that series should not have been close at all. They should have smoked them boys. So they're like, man, yeah, that's, everybody talk about the bubble being a Mickey Mouse ring. Like, that last ring, yeah, niggas looking at that like, yo, this shit look funny in the light, my G. We can't respect that.
And that's crazy because I respect that 50 ball so much. Like, I don't know, man. I just respect it too much to just to blow them over, man. Like, I just feel like I think Giannis just needs to see it on a big stage with everybody available for whatever team he's going up against. You know what I mean? Because like that Phoenix Suns series, I don't think really people really gave the Suns too much of a chance after things kind of turned the tide in that series. Like probably about game 4, game 5, once it was like, okay, Giannis ain't slowing down. But that's just me, man. That's just me. But I like some of you guys. I like your picks. I like your picks for the East and West. Whatever. Hopefully the Lakers make things interesting so we have a third team. I don't even think we really talked about the Jazz because nobody believes in the Jazz clearly since they didn't come back up naturally in discussion. So
we don't believe in the Jazz.
No. I mean, again, man, you can win 50, 60 games, man, but if you continuously keep getting put out, what do you expect?